signature collection. And we urge Kenyans to feel free to choose between digital and manual platforms, whichever they are comfortable with. We are aware that Kenya Kwanza has questioned where we will take the signatures and the legality of the exercise. We don't expect them to understand. They don't understand the people's power as at now, but with the time, they will do. But they need to understand, we will not take it to the Kenya Kwanza IBC or their compromised parliament. We take this early opportunity to thank the 1.2 million people who have signed so far. We appeal to more people to come out and append their signatures to this historic undertaking. Note that 1.2 million people have signed this far. As we launch this, our citizens' engagement forums that we started in Kamukunji last week will continue. And Kamukunji will not be confined to Nairobi. As the people demonstrated last week, Kamukunji will be everywhere and anywhere across the country where Kenyans gather in the name of justice and well-being. We sincerely thank the people who turned out and spoke loudly, boldly, and fearlessly in Western, Coast, Central, Nyanza, Rift Valley, Northeastern, and of course, Nairobi last week.
Eastern.
And Eastern. Sorry. We take note that in the course of our otherwise peaceful activities across the country, Kenya Kwanza responded with live bullets and killed people in various parts of the country. In Nairobi, there was an attempt to assassinate the Right Honorable Raila Odinga, yours truly. We know they are getting it very wrong and missing the point that what Kenyans have started is a self-propelling movement. It has never been and will never be about an individual. Just like the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr. or the detention of Nelson Mandela did not stop the march for civil rights and freedom in the USA and South Africa, and that of Mahatma Gandhi in India. No amount of shooting, tear gas, or even assassination will stop the march of history in this country. However, we intend to move to court and institute prosecution against individual officers who are involved in unconstitutional and illegal actions against protesters in the course of our activities. Our activities are protected by the Constitution. By resorting to civil disobedience and protests, we can't be wrong unless the law itself is wrong. Kenyans must never be made to believe that they are wrong when they protest. We therefore ask Kenyans to film, photograph, and record all those police officers who shoot at or in any other way hurt protesters in the course of our activities. Such officers are acting in disregard of the Constitution, and we must make them pay for their illegal activities. We are back tomorrow at Kamukunji, Nairobi, and Kamukunjis elsewhere and everywhere across the country. Once again, we appeal to Kenyans to come out in even bigger numbers and make their voices heard. With the time, Ruto will respect Kenyans. What we started last week was only the first wave. Tomorrow, we must return with an even greater force and in greater numbers. And we must keep doing this until Ruto listens and respects Kenyans. Finally, and most importantly, let us stay united. We need unity now more than ever. With unity, the fight won't be long, and we will get many of the things we desire and deserve. Let us stick together until the end. See you in Kamkunji tomorrow. Yeah. Thank you.
But there's a message. There's a message from this side.
There's a message.
There's a message.
And talk about the question, then response.
A message to William Ruto and his illegitimate regime. We are aware that you have unleashed Gachagua to plan evil for the leaders of the mountain region. We are aware of your plans, and we want to warn you and tell the world that if anything happens to the leaders from the mountain or their families, it will be on you. I also hasten to add, the blood of the protesters who were killed with live bullets is upon you. We want to ask you to cease waging warfare against your people when they exercise their constitutional rights. We want to remind the armed people, the police, that what we are doing is for you as well. We know you are hurting in your pockets, just like all Kenyans. When we seek a better Kenya for all, it includes you. Avoid being used to wage war on the people. And remember, when you do that, as our leader has said, we will come for you, because we are going to prosecute those who contravene the law. Thank you.
So I wanted to add, you've seen what has happened to Jubilee. The coup which has been orchestrated by Kenya Kwanza in Jubilee, attempting to take over the party, and then using political parties tribunal to justify what is a criminal act. As all of you know, since the reintroduction of multi-party politics in our country in 1992, any member of parliament who defects from his political party that sponsored him in parliament must resign or lose his seat and face a by-election. This is what these other members of parliament are trying to avoid. And now being criminally supported by the political parties tribunal to purport to be taking over a political party. And this move is not only aimed at Jubilee, it is aimed actually at crippling Azimio. That's where it must be interpreted. And we really just also want to warn political parties tribunal. You are going to be together in the line of those people who are anti-people, who are trying to undermine the democratic gains which have been obtained by the people of Kenya at a great cost. We are watching. Thank you.
I want to show them the papers. Perhaps in addition to that, this madness by Ruto with being obsessed of destroying Jubilee and by extension the party that may have more people from Mount Kenya started way back in 2020. And what our leader has said about the business tribunal being cautious in what they do is spot on. With me here, I have the judgment that will be delivered today at 2:30, this afternoon, already signed. And for the benefit of Kenyans, judgments signed are never available before they are delivered. This was delivered yesterday, and in fact, you can see the date of yesterday is on it. but it's being delivered. It was available yesterday, but being delivered today. This is appeal number 3, and it's telling. The fact that those who are pushing a coup within Jubilee had already a judgment in their favor with them yesterday. You don't need to be told more of what is happening there. We also were aware of the judgment that was delivered yesterday. The result was delivered to us by Akina Kanini Kega through their tweets over the weekend. So it is clear that within the system, they are the ones in charge of that process, and they are the ones pushing for the collapse of Jubilee as one of the parties that is targeted within Azimio fraternity, and it is a clear indication of their desire to kill multi-partyism in this country. We have done a letter to the tribunal, which will be delivered today, complaining about the availability of their judgments, and especially those by the majority, because the minority judgments are not available ahead of the time. Where they are writing them, sasa imekuwa igine. Those people held meetings in bars to plan for the ouster of Jubilee. This group of tribunal members are also writing their judgments in bars, those in the majority. And that is why we are where we are. So I want to say that whatever it is that we do, we have hope that the High Court will deal with the matter. We will move to the next level. That is the High Court, and we have faith that the High Court, like it has demonstrated, will deliver better judgment on this matter than before. Kwa members wa Jubilee, chama ODM without Raila is not ODM. Kama chama si tu ati kwa sababu mtu amechukua bakuri ukibie naye watu watakufuata, utaenda na hiyo bakuri yako mwenyewe. We know what we are doing. We, the genuine leaders of Jubilee, will give the final direction when and as it becomes necessary. But for now, let us remain united within Azimio and pushing for this maandamano. Kesho mtokee, wale wameimba chama wawaone ya kwamba munajielewa, nyinyi sio buffoons kama wale. Asanteni sana.
Thank you.
I think that's it.
That's okay. Give them a chance. To ask. Tomorrow you need to emphasize that appeal from the Kenya okay, emphasize enough.
Bismillah.
Tomorrow, Azimio announced that there will be a return of protests. Taxi drivers are also protesting. Truck drivers are the same. Is it a coincidence or is it part of the
Oh my! You answered your own question.
Well, I guess that question is being put to the wrong person. But, you know, there's always conspiracy of circumstances. Circumstances conspire when the subject itself is ripe. And that's what actually has happened, that this conspiracy of circumstances. But wacha nichukue fursa hii vile vile na niseme kwa Kiswahili ya kwamba nataka Wakenya wote kila mahali, wale wafuasi wa Azimio, wafuasi wa baba na mama na Kalonzo na Malwa na Paranya na Wajakoya na Wairia na Nduritu Muridhi, wote na wale ambao wameumizwa, hata wale wa Kenya Kwanza ambaye wanataka mabadiliko pa wanaumia, nyinyi nyote mwalikwa kesho. Nataka mjumuike kesho, muonyeshe ulimwengu mzima ya kwamba punda imechoka.
Last one. Yes, Apollo TV 47. You've said you don't expect Kenya Kwanza to understand the issue of signatures, but they're also criticizing, saying, what's the end game of the collection of these signatures? What's your reply to them?
You see, let them, because they themselves are saying what the Constitution provides. They are forgetting about Article 1 of the Constitution. Because that Article 1 is very, very clear. It says that the sovereignty in the Republic of Kenya is invested in the people of Kenya. They can exercise it directly or through delegated authority to those whom they have elected. Okay? So when they now go ahead and tell you what the Constitution provides as to how to change a government, that is under the delegated authority. But they don't look at that power being exercised directly by the people. It has not been done before. So then let me just wait and see. Let me wait and see where we are going to end.
Thank you.
Thank you.